all right, guys. Welcome to the first entry of the Mayhem Training Journal. Now, just like I told you in the introductory video, the reason I'm doing this is to help you along with your own workout. So just kind of sit back, relax, enjoy watching a show of me doing my workouts, and at the same time just offering you some training tips and maybe just some additional motivation or what have you as we go along. So this particular day, this was actually last Friday, when I did this. So I'm recording this on September 25th, so about a week ago when I did this workout. But I had a project that I was really crunched for time to accomplishing, so I actually missed my training at 11:30, and was kind of planning on, okay, I'm just gonna have to make it up on Saturday or miss the workout totally. So I was okay with it. I didn't really want to miss this workout, but my shoulder had been giving me some issues, so I thought, a day of rest or whatever could be an okay thing. Well, I came in the gym to train my evening class at 5:45 and had a no-show class. So, I just, at that point, it was kind of like, all right, no excuses. They're off the table. Let's go ahead and get our workout in. So I went ahead and started doing my bench press workout. Of course, I don't show the warm-up here or whatnot, guys, but I went ahead and did my bench press. Now I'm using a power rack here because, as you'll see in a hot second, I really run into some trouble on my last working set and end up dropping the bar. So if I had a spotter, probably would not have had to drop the bar. But here's lesson number one, guys, or lesson number two. Now, lesson number one is no excuses. Lesson number two is always have a spotter or use a power rack, because you never know what can happen, guys. And especially if you're pushing for that, all-out intensity where, you're gonna go close to failure, or or hit failure, like I just showed you in that clip. You definitely want to practice safety first here. So then I moved on. My attempt was to do incline barbell presses, 4 sets of 10. However, the shoulder was just not having it for that exercise. So I decided to change things up. I actually lower the incline on the bench and decided to do dumbbell presses instead. So a little bit of a less of an incline, and the dumbbells, so that way I can kind of manipulate where I want to position the weight instead of being locked in on a fixed plane with the barbell. It really helped me still get work done on the incline press, but again, without having to destroy my shoulder or have to, basically I'm working around that pain, if you will. So that's kind of tip number 3 with this video today, guys, is know thy body. Know when you need to change things up. There's always ways that you can work around certain pains and whatnot, and issues that you might be having. So work around that stuff, but the only way that you're going to know that stuff is by really doing your research on your own training and learning your body, so that you know how to change things up from time to time when you need to. So when plan A doesn't work, you can always move on to plan B. Okay, and then I coupled the incline presses there with these band pull-aparts. Now, reason I kind of put this video clip in here is to really demonstrate the proper form and execution of these band pull-aparts. I want you to take notice how I like to do them from the floor, keeping my body nice and flat, and I pull that band straight across, pretty much right lower chest, so think of right underneath the nipple line there, guys. But pinkies touch the floor, and I basically hold for like a 2 count at the bottom. Control the band through back to the top. And so that way, the band doesn't control me. I'm controlling the band at all times. So I coupled the band pull-aparts there along with the dumbbell presses. And I did do 4 sets of 10 with the press. And I believe 4 sets of 20 might have been 25 reps with the band pull-aparts. And again, the pull-aparts were to help stretch out the chest and get some more strength in basically the rear delts there, guys. I always like to incorporate a little more back work than I do chest work, and that's just to keep the chest stretched out and keep that back nice and strong. And then from there, I just finished off with some tricep work, some rear delt work, using the war machine and the rope, with the dumbbell attached to it. Obviously, if you got your own gym or you have a gym access, you can do this off the cables. But if you don't, you can do this with bands or the War Machine as seen here. So just a little bodybuilder work. Just decided to blast out the triceps and rear delts. And then I added some burpees to the end of those guys. So it was just basically one final out effort here with the workout, just finishing off with some high intensity, if you will, just to kind of blitz everything out. So I believe I did 3 rounds of that, if I remember right. I have to actually look back at my notes. But let's just say I did 3 rounds. So the tricep press downs into the high rows, into these burpees. Yeah, this was my final round that I recorded, so pretty gassed out by this time. But burpees suck for me, so that's definitely something I want to continue working on. So that's why I threw them in there as well. But anyway, guys, that is the training journal for today. Hope you enjoyed it. You can give me your feedback. Hopefully you picked up some training tips and maybe some things that you can implement into your own training. And I'll be sure to do more of these as we continue on. So bottom line, guys, is go get work done. No excuses. And you can always work around certain injuries. Go get her done. Peace.